Well, hello there world. This is Old Farmer 1 with another tutorial on going medieval, basic settlement management. So this time we're going to be going over the Manage tab here at the top. So click this to open up the window, and you'll get this beautiful little window here. It looks a little bit complicated, but with a little bit of information, we should be able to handle it quite nicely. Starting out, look over here. We've got each one of our settlers listed with a tooltip that says their basic skills. And in the next column, we've got the draft function. So when you're under attack, you hit this button here, and it'll give you direct war control over the folks that you've drafted. They won't do any jobs or go to sleep while they're drafted, so don't keep them that way. In the next column, we have their Undrafted Stamps, and this is where you can select what each settler will do if they come under attack when they're not drafted. So it starts out automatically at Flee. You click on here, and it'll scroll through, go to Neutral or Aggressive. So Flee means when they get attacked, they will run away, or when they see an enemy, they'll run away, in fact. Normal means they will just not react to them, but will fight back if they're attacked. And the tooltips will tell you this too. And of course, aggressive, when they see an enemy, they will attack the enemy. So to keep things simple, I will go through and I will set these. The characters that have a good fighting skill will be set on neutral, and the ones without a good fighting skill will be set on Flee. And I won't put anybody on aggressive just yet. That's for folks that you want on guard duty. So Modesty here, she looks like she has a high marksman skill, and I think it's probably a good idea to keep her on neutral. Emma here, she has 0 in marksman and 3 in melee. I'm going to keep her on Flee, so she'll run away if somebody comes nearby. And of course, Dwight here has 12 in marksman and 10 in melee. So we'll put him on neutral as well. The next 5 columns set what your settlers will automatically equip. So we've got Manage Weapons, Manage Shields, Manage Headgear, and Manage Apparel, and finally, Manage Armor. This little picture of the hand, if they have a weapon, will show what weapon they have, and it will, when you tooltip over it, it'll show you what that weapon is. This little arrow here will cause them to drop the item that they're carrying, and this little drop-down menu will select what they auto-equip. So I find it's best to check their skills again, and because it's a weapon, we want to look at their fighting skills. So that's melee and marksman. So Modesty here has a high marksman, so I'd like her to auto-equip ranged weapons. So she'll wander around in her day-to-day and pick up a bow and carry it around. Because she's ranged, she won't be using a shield, so I'm not going to have her pick one up. So she won't pick one up if she's on no shield. The next one for Modesty is Headgear, and you can select all headgear, which means she'll put on whatever she wants. No headgear, which means she won't wear anything on her head. Helmet, which means she'll put on a helmet. And cap, which means she'll put on a cap. At the beginning of the game, you're not going to have all that many choices, so I would just select all headgear. If you only have 1 or 2 helmets and you'd like your melee fighters to be wearing them, only select them to wear headgear. The next one here is Manage Apparel, and that's what kind of clothing that Modesty here will be wearing. It starts out on all apparel. Well, we've only got winter clothes, I believe. Yep. At the beginning. And we can select no apparel, which I don't see much use for. Winter and summer. So during the summer, it gets really hot, so it's good to have summer clothes. And during the winter, of course, it gets really cold, so it's good to have winter clothes. So going through here, when you get to the different seasons can be really helpful. So say we're going into summer, we can go through and click on summer apparel for Modesty and everybody else, and then they will walk over to the stockpile, and if we have any, they will put them on. Now, of course, I didn't have any, so I just made all of my little settlers get naked, which was not my intention. So we'll just let them put some regular clothes back on, unpause it, and they'll go pick some up. If they're allowed to. So there they are, running back over to pick up the clothes and put them on. The next column here is Manage Armor, and of course that does something similar to the rest of them, and you can choose what kind of armor they'll wear. It's probably a good idea to let everybody wear some armor, but if you don't have a lot of good armor, it's probably best to let your melee characters wear the armor. And the final two columns, Manage Food and Manage Stimulants, let you tell the settlers what they can eat and what they can drink. So let's go in here, hit the drop-down menu, and you can choose all food, which means they'll eat anything. No food, which means you'll starve them. Raw food, which means they'll just eat raw food. Meals means they'll only eat cooked meals. And cannibal means they'll eat other people. It's probably best to just leave it on all food, but if you want to get a little more micromanagey, you can go in here to the Edit Food Profiles and click this list and select every individual item and tell them whether they can eat it or not. Honestly, it's not a bad idea to go in here and tell them not to eat raw meat. My first playthrough, they didn't cook everything up, and they were all really sad that they were eating raw meat. It's not critical. As long as somebody is cooking something, it'll be all right. But it can help you out. And then, of course, Manage Stimulants is pretty similar to Manage Food. What they mean by stimulants in the game so far is alcohol. So you can set it up so a person cannot drink alcohol, which means they can't drink at all because there is no water in this game. Or you can just set it up so they can drink whatever they want. The only reason to change this would be if your character has one of those perks that says they're drunk and they like to punch people in the face or something like that. I tend to just leave these all alone, Manage Food and Manage Stimulants, to the all setting. And that's it for the basics of the Manage window. If you like this or found it useful, hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more tutorials on Going Medieval or any other game that we happen to be playing. If you have any questions or comments on the video, please feel free to put them down below. And thank you very much and have a great day.